Nearman Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
it's time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves, all you mentees. That's right. It is the upcoming collected editions for the month of September of 2024. Our monthly budget meeting is back. So let's go ahead and take a look together. And welcome back, everybody. Big thank you to all our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. And speaking of our Patreon, if you want the written documentation of the books that are coming out, don't forget to check out our Patreon starting at $1 a month. So big thank you to all of you for making videos like this possible. And a small reminder to smash that like button, please. That goes a long way for us here on the channel. All right, we are taking a look at the 4 weeks, not 5, of September. And my goodness, it is Spider and X-Men heavy. Mainly X-Men related heavy this month as far as Omnis. So we are looking at 4 different weeks, and we're going to be putting the timestamps in the description of the video. And a big thank you to my buddy, the manager of Near Mint Condition, Dom of X, for putting the timestamps in the description of the video to make things easier for people in case you're just curious about a particular publisher or a particular week. And as always, I will have the reminder at the end of the month of the final week coming out. All right, 4 weeks. Let's go ahead and get started. The week of September 4th or 3rd, depending on where you get your books. But I'm going to be using the date of the Wednesdays of the week, just because a lot of people get their books through comic book stores. All right, from Marvel Comics, we have Marvelverse Scarlet Witch. This is a smaller digest-sized book that collects stories from different eras of this particular character, this time around being Scarlet Witch. The book is $10.99, and it is 120 pages. And again, it is digest-sized, meaning it's a little bit smaller than your trade paperbacks. Also, a little bit smaller than your trade paperbacks is the Mighty Marvel Masterworks, The Mighty Thor Volume 4. When Meet the Immortals. Original cover and a direct market. Well, the original cover is the direct market cover, and that's, of course, the one designed by Jack Kirby. The standard edition cover is the one that's going to be available everywhere. Both of these particular Mighty Marvel Masterworks are coming out the same day, and it collects Journey into Mystery 120 to 125, Annual Number 1, and Thor 126 to 127, when the title officially changed over to Thor. The book has 200 pages and retails for $15.99. Star Wars Volume 8, The Sith and the Skywalker, continuing Charles Soule's run on this era of Star Wars that takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So collecting Star Wars 42 to 45, Star Wars Revelations, and Free Comic Book Day 2024 Star Wars. And I think we've got one more volume, if I'm not mistaken, till the end of this, and then I think they're going to focus on another era, whatever era that may be. Not sure. Carnage Volume 2, Symbiosis, Necrosis, collecting Carnage 5 through 8, and Venom 31 and 32. This is by Tarun Grumbeck, Pere Perez, and Ken Lashley doing a lot of the artwork in here. So it is the crossover between the Carnage book and the Venom book. And X Factor, the original X-Men Omnibus Volume 1. Now, I have done an advanced look at this book already. If you want to check that out, just on the playlist is the comic book or comic omnibus reviews. I think it's the playlist. But this is collecting Avengers 263, Fantastic Four 286, X Factor 1 through 26, Annuals 1 and 2, Iron Man Annual Number 8, Amazing Spider-Man 282, Thor 373, 374, 377, and 378, Power Pack 27 and 35, Mephisto Versus Number 2, which is Mephisto versus X Factor, Incredible Hulk 336 and 337, Secret Wars 2 Number 5, and material for Marvel Fanfare 40, and Classic X-Men 8 and 43. The book has 1,248 pages and retails for $125. Both of those covers will be available the same day. And I will be doing my top 10, by the way. I am limiting myself to 10. It's going to be difficult. On Sunday. That will be coming out this Sunday. X-Men by Jerry Duggan, Volume 6. Even though I mentioned this when doing my overview of the fall and rise of Powers and House of X, Even though it's over, we still have this X-Men trade that I haven't read yet. So this is collecting X-Men 30 to 34. And this is the finale of X-Men by Jerry Duggan. Also coming out that week is Spider-Punk Arms Race. And that particular book is by Cody Ziegler and Justin Mason. The cover there is by Takashi Okazaki, and it collects Arms Race 1 through 4. This is, I think, the second Spider-Punk miniseries to be collected. Mystic Omnibus. You have both covers coming out the same day, and I've already done an overview of this. Collecting Mystic 1 through 43, Cross-Gen Chronicles number 5, and material from Cross-Gen Chronicles number 1. Mapped beautifully. The book has 1,152 pages and retails for $125. Deadpool Epic Collection, Johnny Handsome. Collecting Deadpool 34 to 45, Black Panther 23, Wolverine 154 to 155, Heroes Reborn Remnants, and Fightman number 1. Oh, I'm sorry, Heroes Reborn Remnants, Fightman number 1. I think that's the one by Dan Slott, if I'm not mistaken. And Wolverine 99. That's annual 99. So this is the Christopher Priest era of Deadpool, but it also has the Liefeld Wolverine issues in there. I guess when you have the co-creator of Deadpool coming into the book, writing the book, you got to put him in the Wolverine title that includes Deadpool. You have artwork in here from Paco Diaz and Jimmy Califiore, Evan Dorkin, and of course Rob Liefeld. The book has 488 pages and retails for $44.99. Agatha Harkness, The Saga of the Salem Witch. This is a collection of Fantastic Four, 94, 185 to 186, I'm laughing for a reason, 222 to 223, Avengers 128, and Midnight Suns 1 through 5. Just if you're expecting hotness Agatha Harkness from the cover, you might be a little surprised when you're looking at those first few issues. I mean, unless that's your thing, then, you know, I'm not here to judge. $29.99, 224 pages. So just variation of just collect like comics throughout the years with the character. Also, Darkhold, The Saga of the Book of Sins is coming out, collecting the Marvel Spotlight number 4, Werewolf by Night number 1 and 3, Avengers 185 to 187, Doctor Strange 59 to 62, and then material from Dracula Lives number 6. So again, just focusing on the Darkhold, not to be confused with the Darkhold ongoing series that took place in the 90s. That has also been collected already in trade paperback format. From the world of DC Comics, we got Flashpoint, the new trade paperback edition, $19.99, collecting the entire miniseries by Jeff Johns and Andy Kubert. And Deceased, War of the Undead, a trade paperback by Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairston. And this is collecting the third and final installment of Deceased, War of the Undead Gods. And that one is $19.99, 232 pages. The Batman Family Year 1 box set. So this is collecting Batgirl Year 1, Nightwing Year 1, and Robin Year 1. And it is a box set exclusive edition of Nightwing Year 1. That's interesting. I wonder what makes it exclusive. Okay, in here you're going to find the works of Scott Beatty, Chuck Dixon, Marcos Martin, Javier Pulido, and Scott McDaniel. This one is $59.99, 616 pages. Batman City of Madness, the hardcover edition, $29.99 by Christian Ward. The entire thing is by Christian Ward. I'm not sure if he did the lettering. I know he did the art and the writing. Harley Quinn in the Gotham City Sirens DC Compact Comics Edition. So it's a smaller size book. This is collecting the Gotham City Sirens 1 through 13, and it is phenomenal if you haven't had a chance to read it. $9.99, 320 pages, and they are smaller scale books. I think I've given mine away, so I can't show you. But I did do an overview on the channel just to see how big these books are. Gillian March doing the artwork, and of course Paul Dini supplying the writing. Joker's also getting the DC Compact Edition. This is the story by Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. This is 136 pages and retails for $9.99, and it is an original graphic novel. Amazon's Attack by Josie Campbell and Vasco Georgiev is coming out in a trade paperback format, 152 pages, $16.99. We're also getting Joker, Killer Smile, the Jeff Lemire and Andre Sorrentino story in trade paperback format this time around. 152 pages, $19.99, collecting all 3 issues. Elseworlds Superman Volume 1 is coming out. This is the new printing, the 2024 edition, collecting Superman Speeding Bullets, Superman Cal, Superman Distant Fires, A Nation Divided, Superman Incorporated, and War of the Worlds. This one has 368 pages and retails for $34.99. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting Pharaoh in trade paperback. Man, Tony Fleece, it's going to be hard to do the top 10 because this one may or may not make it, but I strongly suggest reading it. He did the Stray Dogs miniseries, and it seems to be something like that. This time around, it has cats, though. So I would consider that horror. I know some people are like, is it really horror or is it suspense? No, horror. There's elements of horror in there. We're also getting the Invincible. It looks like Invincible is moved into this particular week. The complete library edition. This is collecting the finale of Invincible. So it has issues 121 to 132. It also has issues 133 to 144. Oh, they're splitting it. Okay, sorry. It's Ultimate Collections. This is what my buddy Taylor Talks Comics and I were talking about. We don't like it when they tell you what trade paperbacks it collects in the collected edition. We need to know the issue numbers. So this does collect the finale, 121 to 144. It is limited to 5,000 copies. The signed and number edition is limited to 300 copies. I think that's exclusive to the website, if I'm not mistaken. Sea Serpent's Air Volume 3 is coming out that very same week from Image Comics, as well as Void Rivals Trade Paperback Volume 2. This is the direct market cover and the book market cover available the same day. We're also getting What's the Furthest Place from Here, Volume 3. And that one is by Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss, $14.99, collecting issues 14 through 18. And Saucer County, the complete edition coming out in trade paperback. This was a Soup exclusive, and Paul Cornell and Ryan Kelly are putting this book out, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Paul Cornell on my channel last year sometime when they were doing the Zoop crowdfunded book. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we are getting the World of Black Hammer Omnibus Volume 4. I keep forgetting that there's 2 different kinds. There's the World of Black Hammer, and then there is the Black Hammer Volume 4. So keep getting those mixed up. And Quick Stops Volume 2 is coming out. That is the book by Kevin Smith. Ahmed Rafat is doing the artwork. This collects Quick Stops Volume 2, 1 through 4. And we're also getting The Art of Cuphead. And that is a hardcover edition coming out from the folks at Dark Horse Comics. From Boom Studios, we are getting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Deluxe Edition Volume 3. So collecting Mighty Morphin 17 through 22, Power Rangers 17 through 22, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 100, and Power Rangers Unlimited, the Death Ranger. I will say that I'm happy that they're putting these books out because, man, keeping up with the reading order of that has got to be confusing. Like, how do you even keep up? But those are that is the only book from Boom Studios. From IDW, we're getting Undergrowth coming out that very same week. And we're also getting the remastered edition of Sleeping Beauties. This is the deluxe remastered edition by Owen King, Stephen King, Rio Yowers, and Allison Sampson. 280 pages. This one's $33.99. And we're also getting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Compendium Volume 3. I've done an advance overview on the channel of this particular book, if you want to check it out. And it's got the finale of the Mirage era of Ninja Turtles, but then it's still continued elsewhere. So I thought I had seen might have been a compendium for the cartoon, the Adventures comics that was solicited. But then again, I've been trying to search for it and I can't find it. You know, these things get pulled in and out of the catalog. This one is collecting issues 38 through 62 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. From the world of Dynamite, We are getting Betty Page, La Dolce Vida, The Sweet Life. And we're also getting Draculina, Blood Simple, that one coming out in a trade paperback format. From Titan Comics, we're getting the Dark Souls, The Willow King trade paperback, as well as the Sea of Thieves, Sea Dog Search trade paperback. And that is by Jeremy Whitley and Roald Marcellus. And this is collecting issues 1 through 3 of the digital comic series Sea of Thieves. And from Titan, we're also getting Too Many Bullets coming out in trade paperback format. Now, from the world of manga, we are getting the Apothecary Diaries Volume 12. And that is being published by the folks at Square Enix. We're also getting At 2500 in Akazaka, Volume 1. And that is published by Seven Seas Entertainment. As well as the Call to Adventure, Defeating Dungeons with Skill Board, Volume 8. Still love all those titles. Seven Seas Entertainment is supplying that one. Chainsaw Man continuing with Volume 16. And my brother was telling me about his other manga that he read, Tatsuki Fujimoto. It was before he did Chainsaw Man. This one's $11.99. What was it called? Let me know if you've read it or not, the manga he did before Chainsaw Man. I quit my apprenticeship. I can't even read this. I quit my apprenticeship as a royal court wizard. Volume 1 is coming out. And that is being published by the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment. And that is an awesome title. We're also getting the Initial D Omnibus Volume 3. So these are the 2-in-1 books. And $22.99. Although it says contains a new translation of volumes 3 through 4. So maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they're not 2-in-1s. Okay. Last quarter, I need to pick it up. I keep forgetting to pick up Initial D. It was one of my most anticipated titles. Last quarter, Volume 1 is coming out. And that is being published by the folks at Viz. And we're also getting Let's Do It Already, Volume 2. And that's published by Viz as well. Let's do what? What y'all doing? Alright. Loved by Two Fiancés, Volume 2. Man, all these problems. This is by Steamship. This is by Chizu Aoi. And, man, both them dudes look the same. Oh, well. Morgana and Oz, Volume 1, is coming out that very same week. And that particular book is being published by the folks over at Webtoon Unscrolled. I keep forgetting that they put out original stuff too. This Volume 1 features episodes 1 through 19 of the hit fantasy Webtoon series. And Vinland Saga, Volume 4, the deluxe edition, coming out that very same week. Now, from other publishers, we're getting Adventure Time Journey to Ooh, or Oh, I don't know which one it is. That's being published by the folks at Random House Books Young Readers. Barb, The Last Berserker, is coming out in a softcover format, and that is Volume 1 from Simon & Schuster. Between Two Souls, Arvo Part's Journey Musical Language is coming out that very same week, as well as Big Nate, Remain Calm from Amp Comics for Kids. And Born in the USA, The Story of Immigration and Belonging. And this is by Lawrence Goldstone and James Otis Smith. And published by First Second Books. They do wonderful books. I was looking in here to see if there was a forward by the boss, Bruce, but didn't see it. That would be ridiculous, though. Deathslinger Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Comics Lion Productions. Dig that cover. And that is by Shane Barrowhill and Ben Perkins. And we're also getting Disney Pixar's Inside Out, as well as Don Quixote, Flight of the Witch, coming out in 2 versions. That's coming out in a softcover format and a hardcover format, published by Henry Holt. Elena is coming out in a trade paperback version, and we're also getting Evelyn and Avery hardcover, The Art of Friendship, and that's being published by Clarion Books. Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Fright Nights, Volume 5, is coming out that week, both in a softcover and a hardcover. Believe it or not, those books at the Scholastic Fair sell ridiculous. Like, I remember the librarian at one of my daughter's schools told me that book didn't even last the first day. That's just crazy. Oni Press is releasing In the Shadow of Stalin, Story of Mr. Jones. This is by Andrei Chalupa, Ivan Rodriguez, and Alessandro Fastovets. This one is $24.99, and it is a hardcover format. And we're also getting Inscrutable Dr. Bear and Case of Two-Faced Statue, as well as Joe Pineapple's Tin Man. And that is coming out from the folks at Rebellion 2000 AD. This is by Pat Mills and Clint Langley and Simon Beasley. Oh, that cover is freaking awesome. Knots is coming out in a hardcover and a softcover format, and that's being published by the folks over at Harper Alley. We're also getting Life Really Sucks. And that's such a dad joke. And that is spelled with a S-O-C-K-S. Coming out in a hardcover and softcover format. Live Forever Eternal. Live Forever, the Eternal edition is coming out that week. And this is by Rocket Ship Entertainment. It's by Raul Trevino. And at first I thought it was a manga, but this is the Eternal edition. This one's $24.99. Doesn't state if it's a softcover or a hardcover. But the front, like, that cover really intrigued me. Little Moons is coming out in a trade paperback format, as well as Luminous Beings. And Luminous Beings is being published by the folks over at Viking Books for young readers. A lot of young reader stuff here. Love it. We're getting My Vampire versus Your Werewolf. Who did not want to see that fight when we were little? Like, that's awesome. That's being published by Bloomsbury. We're also getting No Future coming out in a hardcover format. And that is being published by the folks at Magnetic Press. And Omega is coming out in a trade paperback from Cutaway Comics. We're also getting the Pablo and Splash Time Traveling Penguins coming out that very same week, as well as the Rick and Morty Meeseeks Pie trade paperback. And that is being published by the folks at Oni Press. This is by Fred C. Strissing, doing the artwork and the writing. This is $19.99 and coming out the first week of September. We are also getting the Sound A Comics anthology. So it's Sound A Comics anthology by Difference Engine. And we're also getting Tanga versus the Kaiju of Kamera is coming out. This is a volume 1 in a softcover and a hardcover format. We're also getting Taxi Ghost, and that's being published by the folks at Random House Graphics, as well as Valiant Universe Hero Origins Shadow Man. Yes! Whew, can't wait for that book. Oh man, those Valiant books were phenomenal. And I cannot wait to read more of those. And to wrap up that week is Woman Plus Man, and that is coming out in hardcover format. Now, if you live in Canada and you're interested in any of the books I've talked about so far, check out our first sponsor, BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $200 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh?
the week of September 10th or 11th, depending on where you get your books from Marvel Comics. We kick it off with Marvel Masterworks, the remasterworks of Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, collecting X-Men 94 to 100, and the book that kicked it all off, Giant Size X-Men number 1. $75, 256 pages. Daredevil by Saladin Ahmed Volume 2, Hell to Pay. Aaron Cooter supplying the artwork, and this is collecting issues 6 through 10 of Daredevil. Cover there is by John Romita Jr. Star Wars Darth Vader by Greg Pak, Volume 9, another series that has been just kicking ass. Rise of the Schism Imperial, not Empire. And this is collecting Star Wars Darth Vader, 42 to 45, Star Wars The Phantom Menace 25th Anniversary Special, and the Star Wars Revelation number 1, or material from that. $19.99, 152 pages. Another book that's about to wrap up. I think with the next trade paperback, if I'm not mistaken. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Rebellion. So, collecting Shadows of the Empire 1 through 6, The Bounty Hunter Scoundrel Wages, The Return of the Jedi 1 and 2, Tales from Mos Eisley 1, Tag and Bank 2, number 1, Sergio Aragonés Stomps Star Wars 2000, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire mini comic 1 and 2, and material from Star Wars Kids 12, and Star Wars Visionaries, and Star Wars Tales 2, 4 through 8, 10, 12, 14, and 20. And the book retails for $44.99, and it has 488 pages. Daredevil Gang War is coming out, and this is the miniseries that is putting these particular characters in that gang war that is taking place in the pages of Spider-Man. And this is the 4-issue miniseries by Erica Schultz and Sergio Davila. And Uncanny Omar Talk Pretty one day. Spider-Boy Volume 2, Fun and Games. Continuing Dan Slott's run, issues 5 through 8. You have artwork in here by Paco Medina, Jason Liu, and Ty Templeton. And the cover there is by, I think that's Humberto Ramos, if I'm not mistaken. Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 1, Married with Children. Man, this has been such a blast to read. Collecting Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 6. $19.99, 168 pages. Avengers by Busiek and Perez, Omnibus Volume 2. You know what? I'm just going to make it top 11 again. Gosh dang it, I got to limit myself to 10. This is difficult. All right, anyway. But you have books like this. Collecting Avengers 24 through 56, the 1.5 issue, Avengers Annuals 2000 and 2001, Thunderbolts 42 through 44, Maximum Security Dangerous Planet, Maximum Security 1 through 3, and Avengers Ultron Imperative one-shot. X-Men Mutant Massacre Prelude Omnibus. This is collecting issues of Uncanny X-Men from Volume 5 and X-Factor Volume 1. Again, when you have things like this, how can I limit myself to just 10 books? Oh my gosh. This one is $150. 1,400. This is huge. 1,496 pages. So collecting Uncanny 194 to 209, Annuals 9 and 10, New Mutants Special Edition 1, New Mutants Annual 2, Nightcrawler 1 through 4, Longshot 1 through 6, Avengers 263, Fantastic Four 286, X-Factor 1 through 8, Annual number 1, Iron Man Annual number 8, Amazing Spider-Man 282, and the material for Marvel Fanfare 33, Classic X-Men 8 and 43. Woo! From the world of DC Comics, we're getting Batman Volume 3, The Joker Year. And that is the continuation of Chip Zdarsky with Jorge Corona and Jorge Jimenez on artwork, Giuseppe Camuncoli. And this is coming out in a trade paperback and a hardcover the same day. We are also getting Nightwing Volume 5, Time of the Titans, another one that's being collected in a hardcover and a softcover. This is collecting issues 101 to 105. And this is by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo, Eduardo Pansica. $24.99 for the hardcover, $19.99 for the softcover. Batman Superman World's Finest Volume 4, Return to Kingdom Come. Another one that's coming out in a hardcover and softcover. Man, this is crazy. And you had me at Return to Kingdom Come. I don't need to read anymore. It's Mark Waid returning us to Kingdom Come. Whew. Yes, please. Wesley Dodds the Sandman. I love that character. When are we going to get Sandman Mystery Theater Compendium Volume 2? Robert Venditti, though, really like his writing. Riley Rossmo doing the artwork. This is collecting Wesley Dodd, The Sandman, 1 through 6, and it's a paperback, $16.99, 136 pages. Brave and the Bold, Volume 1, Lords of Luck. This is such an awesome book. I don't think this will make it in my top 11 or whatever the hell I'm doing. But this is a great book if you haven't had a chance to read it. It's been out of print for a few years, and it kicks off this era by Mark Waid and George Perez, post-Infinite Crisis. Oh man, and each issue just leads into the next one. But they can be read as standalone. It's so good. Plus, you got George Perez on artwork. Come on. All-Star Batman by Scott Snyder is coming out in a deluxe edition. $49.99, collecting the entire run. But you also have artwork in here from John Romita Jr., Declan Shalvey, and Jock, just to name a few of the other artists that worked on this book. John Romita Jr., of course, being, I think, the main artist. The Joker by James Tynion is getting a compendium. So this is collecting the Joker 1 through 15, the Joker 2021 Annual Number 1, Batman the Joker Warzone, and Batman 100. 488 pages, $59.99. Superman Action Comics Volume 2, To Hell and Back by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Matt Clark, continuing his run. And you also get Dan Waters in here and Jean Lewin Yang. Batman Dylan Dog coming out by Robert Recchioni and Gigi Cavagnago. I believe this is a one that was previously released overseas, and they have brought it over to America, if I'm not mistaken. And Batman 66 Omnibus. You know, I passed on this for years, and then it went out of print. So, gonna rectify that. Pick it up this time around. This is collecting Batman 66 Omnibus. I'm sorry, Batman 66, the ongoing series 1 through 30, and the Lost Episode number 1. 928 pages, $125. By Jeff Parker and Mike Allred. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting the 7 to Eternity Compendium. Another one that would have made the list, I swear. Man, this is difficult. This is Rick Remender and Jeromo Pena, Matt Hollingsworth, and this one is collecting the entirety of 7 to Eternity, all 17 issues, for $34.99. We are also getting the King Spawn trade paperback volume 5. That is by Todd McFarlane, Javi Fernandez, and Kevin Kien, and collecting issues 25 through 30, $16.99, as well as Superstar Seen on TV trade paperback. This is the new edition, and this is by Kurt Busiek and Wade Von Grawbadger, Stuart Eminem, and Alex Sinclair. $9.99. Doesn't have the page count though, so I can't see what exactly it has. From Dark Horse Comics, we're getting Den Volume 3, Children of Fire. This is by Richard Corbin, and there's an introduction in here by Matt Kent and Jose Villarrubia doing the color restoration on that particular Den volume. The EC Archives Tales from the Crypt Volume 4 is coming out, and this is collecting issues 35 through 40. Got one more and then it wraps up, and that makes me so sad. Usagi Yojimbo Volume 39, Ice and Snow, is coming out, collecting Ice and Snow 1 through 5, and it is fully in color by the team at Hi-Fi. $24.99, 160 pages. From the world of manga, we're getting 100 Girlfriends Who Really Like You. Man, you're talking about a harem manga from back in the day. Well, never mind. That's, I guess, 100 Girlfriends, though. It's a little bit of an overkill. That's from Ghost Ship. And Animal Crossing is continuing with a Volume 7. Disney Twisted Wonderland manga anthology is getting a Volume 1. And, man, that okay. Twisted, who the hell are these characters? I'm trying to guess who these characters are. Okay, hold on. An anthology of manga shorts featuring all your favorite characters from the Disney mobile game. Okay. Who are they? I was like, is that the Little Mermaid? Is that the version of Jafar? Who are these characters? The first installment in a collection of small but mighty adventures, featuring the characters in World of Twisted Wonderland. Each tale is written and drawn by a different manga creator. Oh, Japan.
Japan.
Never stop being you. That's awesome. Man, I've never even heard of that. The video game, I mean. Fly Me to the Moon continues with a volume number 25. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. How is the manga? My brother has been hyping up this particular anime to me. And my buddy Tina loves the character. When we went to Japan, she bought like the statue of her. And my brother's loving the anime. But how is the manga? And is it still ongoing? And that is a volume 11. Love's in Sight. Volume 8 is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks at Viz Media. We are also getting Mao, continuing Rumiko Takahashi's adventures there, and that is from also published by Viz Media. Monkey Peak Volume 2 is coming out that same week, and that is published by the folks at Antarctic Press. Momo Legendary Warrior Volume 2 is coming out that very same week, and that's being published by the folks at Alien Books. And TikTok Tina actually got to do the overview of the first volume and give her thoughts on the book. If you want to go and check that out, I will leave the link in the description of this, or actually I'll leave the link up above if you want to go and check out her overview of the manga, the first wave of manga from Alien Books. Oh, this one looks interesting. Tomorrow the Birds. This is by Osamu Tezuka, and I got excited because I thought, oh, is that Phoenix? No, not Phoenix, but just his birds that he drew. And it's a brand new Osamu Tezuka book. This is stuff that was published from 1971 to 1975. That's awesome. I've never heard of that. So anytime you bring a new Osamu Tezuka over to America, that makes me happy. So yes, we need a lot more. Otonari Complex is coming out, and that is being published by the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment. That is a volume 1. Perfect Buddy is coming out from the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment. Also a volume 1. Takara's Treasure is coming out. Now, that doesn't have a volume number, so one can assume that it is just a one-shot, and that's published by Sublime. And The All is coming out, and that is being published by the folks over at Ablaze Publishing. And that is by Juo Seok Choi, doing the art and the story. And finally, after delays, Trigun Deluxe Edition hardcover coming out that week. From other publishers, we have Alley Oop, Mini Denny Complete Sundays 1985 to 1987. And again, this is released in a landscape format. We're also getting Between the Pipes coming out that very same week from the folks at High Water. And that particular book is released as a trade paperback. Elise and the New Partisans is coming out in a hardcover format. And we're also getting Ellis trade paperback volumes 1 through 3 coming out from the folks over at Ablaze Publishing. And we're also getting Gannibal volume 2 coming out that very same week. And we're also getting Heavenly Days, and that is coming out in a trade paperback format. Fantagraphics Underground Ready America is coming out, and that is by Anna Hayfish, $19.99. How I Survived 4 Nights on Ice, and that is being published by the folks at Inhabit Media by Serapio Itsurjuat and Matthew Haughty, and that is $16.95. And we're also getting I Felt Myself Slipping, and that's being published by Oni Press, and that is written and drawn by Raid Nadine. And we're also getting the Mystery Science Detectives Volume 1, Case of Forest Fingers, as well as The Library Mule of Cordoba, and that is being published by Ablaze by Wilfred Lupano and Leonard Chemnew. And that is $24.99. I want to say that might be... yeah, that's a hardcover. I had to look into the details of that. I really like the designs of those books, too. Like, how sometimes they put, like, gold foil stamps on the actual titles. And we're also getting Rest Doctor from High Water Press by Tobin Resicott and Gets Crazy Boy. And that same week, we're getting the Sheets Collection slipcase box set from the folks at Oni Press, as well as Shock City. And that is being published by Viking Books for Young Readers. And we're getting Strange Tales of Oscar Zahn, Volume 1 coming out that very same week. And The Prism, Volume 1, Burn, is coming out that week. Our Stories Carried Us Here, Tinkering Towards My Spark, is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Green Card Voices. And we're also getting Uprooted, coming out in a hardcover and softcover. And Wolf in Underpants, Hazelnut Cracker, young adult novel. So that particular book is being published by the folks over at Graphic Universe. Now, if you live in Europe and you're interested in any of these books, check out our sponsor.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltzcomicshop.com, and you can use the code Near Mint Condition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
The week of September 18th, from Marvel Comics, we are getting Star Wars Thrawn Alliances. So this is Timothy Zahn with Jody Hauser and Andre DeVito and Pat O'Leaf working on this particular miniseries from 2024 and collecting issues 1 through 4 of the Thrawn Alliances. $15.99, 112 pages. Venom by Al Ewing, Volume 7, Exsanguination. And this is collecting the crossover, but from the Venom perspective, and collecting Venom 31 through 34, and then Carnage 5 through 6. And Marvel Masterworks Ghost Rider, both covers available the same day, and that is Volume 6, collecting issues 63 to 73 of Ghost Rider, as well as Avengers 214. So in here you find Michael Fleischer's run, as well as Uncle Raj and Bob Budiansky. And Superior Spider-Man Volume 2, Superior Spider Island, from Dan Slott and Christos Gage. Mark Bagley working on this book, collecting issues 5 through 8 of this particular run of Superior Spider-Man. 112 pages and retailing for $15.99. Micronauts, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 2. Man, so many good covers. Marvel was kind enough to send us all 3 of the covers, so 2 of those I'll be giving away. I'm only going to keep 1. The heck am I going to do with 3 covers of Micronauts? I mean, they're all great. It's going to be hard to choose which one. Anyway, collecting issues 30 through 54 of the Micronauts, so more of the Bill Mantlo era. Pat Broderick coming in here with Gil Kane and Butch Guice drawing some of these phenomenal issues. But I guess it's got to be that Michael Golden. Yeah, the Michael Golden cover. That one's beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, my goodness, that cover by Jen Bartel. She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell, Volume 5. All in. Collecting issues 6 through 10 of Sensational She-Hulk. It's interesting that they never remapped the series. They never renumbered it. It's just been She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell. And it's been a fun run. You know, if you're at all interested in getting your friends that like manga or anime into comics, as of right now from Marvel Comics, that is the most manga type of story I've read in a long time. And coming in that same week, Ghost Rider Danny Ketch Omnibus Volume 1. So, collecting Ghost Rider 1 through 24, Spider-Man 6 through 7, Mark Spector Moon Knight 25, Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme 28, Punisher War Journal 29 through 30, Ghost Rider Wolverine Punisher Hearts of Darkness, and material from Marvel Holiday Special number 1, and Marvel Comics Presents 64 through 71, and 90 through 118. The book has 1,216 pages, retails for $125. Man, this week is full of omnis. Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 4. Both covers available the same day. Ultimate Spider-Man 112 to 133, Annual number 3, Ultimatum Spider-Man Requiem 1 and 2, and Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 15. And this is $125, 1,032 pages. Venom, Modern Era Epic Collection, Shiver. See what I mean? It's like a very X-Men and Spidey heavy. Collecting Venom 1 through 18. This is the Modern Era of Venom. This is the Daniel Way run with artwork in here. I remember this is the first time I saw... Yeah, I think this is the first time I saw Scotty Young's art. But there is also artwork in here by Francisco Herrera and also Paco Medina. But I remember this being this and the... I think it was like a Human Torch little mini. This one is $44.99, 424 pages. The Incredible Hulk Epic Collection Man or Monster. This is the new printing. Collecting issues 1 through 6. Issue number 12 of the Fantastic Four. 25 and 26. Avengers 1 through 3. And issue number 5 of Avengers, Amazing Spider-Man 14, and the material from Tales to Astonish 59 and Journey into Mystery 112. The book has 392 pages and retails for $44.99. Venom, the Saga of Eddie Brock is coming out, collecting Amazing Spider-Man 300, 315 to 317, 374, Spider-Man, the Trial of Venom, and material from Amazing Spider-Man 375, $24.99, 192 pages. And from the world of DC Comics, we're getting Batman. Batman Detective Comics Volume 3, Gotham Nocturne Act 3. This is coming out in a hardcover and a trade paperback edition. So this is collecting Detective Comics 1071 to 1075 by Dan Waters and Ram V. and Goran Sutsuka, Stefano Rafael, and Ivan Reyes doing the artwork. Batman Incorporated, the complete series, is coming out that week by Ed Brisson and John Timms, and collecting Batman Incorporated 1 through 12. And we're also getting Absolute Batman, The Dark Knight Master Race, and this is collecting all of that miniseries by Frank Miller, Brian Azzarello, John Romita Jr., and Andy Kubert. $125, 624 pages for the Absolute Edition. Batman by Grant Morrison, Book 1 is coming out, and this is collecting, I think it's the Batman and Son part of the book. It's the same thing that they've added into the Absolute Edition, if I'm not mistaken, just based on the page count. 448 pages. They didn't state what is collected in here. But the fact they added Doug Mankey's artwork, Tony Danielle's artwork, and J.H. Williams III makes me think it's the same collection as that of the Absolute Edition. This one's $39.99, 448 pages. Jay Garrick The Flash is coming out by Jeremy Adams and Diego Olortegui. And this is collecting Jay Garrick The Flash 1 through 6. And we're also getting Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, Book 2. This is the 2024 edition, collecting Green Lantern 4 through 20. As well as Superman, the Triangle Era Omnibus Volume 1. Will this make it in my top 10? Hell yes, it will. Man, I've been waiting years for this. This volume collects Superman 49 through 64, Adventures of Superman 472 to 486, Action Comics 659 to 673, Superman the Man of Steel 1 through 8. I'll explain why I'm so excited in my top 10 video that comes out Sunday. Joker the World is coming out that very same week in a hardcover format, $24.99, 184 pages. And interesting enough, there's a Batman The Long Halloween Deluxe Edition coming out. It's a direct market cover, though. That's only the direct market can get this. The entire 12-issue maxi series is, or 13 issues rather, is collected in this. It's the same content as before, it's just a different cover for the direct market. $49.99, 416 pages. Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler, is also getting a Dust Jacket direct market exclusive. And that is the Tom King and Mitch Gerard's book, but it is a cover by Jim Lee. And this is the one that won all kinds of Eisners for like Best Single Issue, Best Limited Series, and Best Writer. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting Bloodstain hardcover, Volume 1. And that is by Linda Sajic and Katarina Devic. And this one is collecting volumes 1 through 4. This is a huge collection. And it is a hardcover for $59.99. And we're also getting Crave, the trade paperback edition. And there's also going to be a direct market edition. This is by Maria Lovett. and collecting Crave 1 through 6. It is a trade paperback, but like I said, 2 covers. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Volume 1 is coming out. So this is a continuation of Larry Hama's work on G.I. Joe that started at Marvel, then it went to IDW, and then it came over to Image. I explained how this works. It is out of continuity as far as like the new Energon universe at Skybound at Image. So, but it is his own continuity since Larry Hama has been writing these books from the days at Marvel. It has followed that continuity. You know, they had to. They couldn't do like Shield characters anymore, especially when it went over to IDW. But I love the fact that he is continuing writing these stories, and of course that cover by Andy Kubert, and there is a direct market cover as well. And the direct market cover is supplied by Chris Mooneyham. So this is issues 301 to 305 of A Real American Hero. Mercandolfo, Hot Paprika, Omnibus. This is, I believe this one has already been solicited, if I'm not mistaken. I thought it was supposed to come out last month, but looks like it's coming out here. Collecting Mercandolfo's Sweet Paprika 1 through 12, $59.99. And Weatherman, oh, love that series. It's such a good series by Jody LeHoop and Nathan Fox, $17.99. This is the conclusion of this. Man, I've been waiting years. I don't even know if I picked up volume 2. And we're getting the Complete Darkness hardcover volume 3 coming out that very same week. Collecting Darkness 41 through 64, the Darkness Infinity, and the Darkness Black Cells, as well as the Darkness Wanted Dead. It is by Paul Jenkins and Brian Buccellato, Ron Mars, David Lapham, David Wall, Dale Keown, Eric Basaldua, Romano Molinar, and Roger Cruz, just to name a few of the creators on those books. And Mr. Lovestein presents Feelings hardcover coming out that week. And it looks to be like a little miniature book. And $14.99. And from Boom Studios, we are getting the Cursed Pirate Girl collection. It is coming out in a hardcover format and a softcover format. The hardcover is $29.99. The softcover is $19.99. Jeremy A. Bastian is the creator behind that particular book, and both of them are coming out the same day. Hex Vets, The River Guardian. It's an original graphic novel that is coming out that same day, and that is by Sam Davies and Lisa Moore. Looks like it's an all-ages book, $10.99. We're also getting the Lotus Land trade paperback coming out that day, and that is by Darcy Van Polgeest and Caio Felipe. And from the world of IDW, we're getting Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I've been waiting for this book ever since I had Patrick Horvath on the show, and my viewers are like, "Have you not read it, dude? It is amazing. You need to read it." And yeah, it made it in my top list, so I'm in. I know just a little bit about it, and that's enough. Godzilla War for Humanity is coming out, and that is coming out in a trade paperback edition, $19.99, 128 pages. And also from IDW, we're getting Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing continuing the Star Trek stories with Volume 1, Godshock. And this is collecting A Perfect System from Star Trek 400 and issues 1 through 6 of the ongoing series. $19.99, 192 pages. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Volume 3 from Eric Burnham and Sarah Meyer. Collecting issues 6 through 8, and the Halloween special of the new ongoing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventure series. This is $16.99, and it has 128 pages. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we're getting If You Find Us, I'm Already Dead. This is by Matt Kint and Dan McCade, and that is $29.99 for that hardcover. We're getting the Savage Squad 6, published by Dark Horse again, but this is Robert Venditti, and that's got me really interested because I have been enjoying everything he did ever since he did Green Lantern, and then I read his Exo Manowar. Solid, man. Solid writer. This is by Daltz Dalton, and it's collecting Savage Squad 6 1 through 4. We're also getting Spinal Cord. David Branya and Pajito is doing the artwork of that book, $24.99. Transplants from Dave Collard and Domenico Carbone, and that is $19.99. Holler from Jeremy Massey is coming out that very same week, $29.99. As well as Eerie Archives, Volume 7, collecting Eerie Magazine issues 32 through 36, the black and white horror stuff. But you've got stuff in here from Richard Corbin, Esteban Maroto, Gardner Fox, and Doug Mensch. And Ask for Mercy, Volume 2. Richard Starkings continuing this series with Abigail Jill Harding. And this is collecting the Comixology original Ask for Mercy, Seasons 3 and 4. $29.99. From Dynamite Comics, we are getting AOD. That's right, Army of Darkness versus the Reanimator. This is by Eric Burnham and Iman Casalos. Stuart Sager doing some of the cover art in there. And that is $19.99. We are also getting man, there's a lot of Army of Darkness coming back. Army of Darkness Ash Gets Hitched is coming back that day. I haven't even heard of this next one. Army of Darkness Ash Saves Obama trade paperback. That is $14.99. I've not even heard of that. And there's Army of Darkness trade paperback volume 4 Old School coming out. So these must be new printings of these particular titles. And then Army of Darkness volume 8 Home Sweet Hell. Also, the crossover with Army of Darkness Xena Forever and a Day coming out that same week. And Barbarella Volume 2, Hard Labor, is coming out. That is by Mike Carey and Kinan Yarar. And Marco D'Alfonso doing that beautiful cover. And Barbarella, Woman Untamed, Volume 1 is also coming out that week. And this one has been solicited before. Derek Chu supplying that cover. $19.99, collecting the 5-issue miniseries by Dragon Award winning author Hera Hoyt. Now, from Manga, we have Dracula, or Drekel, hashtag Midnight Children Volume 3. That is a hardcover being published by the folks over at Viz Media. We're also getting Enroll Back Volume 2. Again, if you want to see those particular overviews by TikTok Tina, click on that link that I left earlier. Full Night Volume 2 is coming out that very same week, published by the folks over at Viz. And I had no idea that Haikyuu 3-in-1 editions were coming out. This is Volume 2. This is collecting Volumes 4, 5, and 6. I had no idea they were coming out. Is that series done? Hatsukoi Note is coming out from the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment. That's Volume 1. I Can't Say No to Lonely Girl is coming out that very same week from Kodansha Comics. We're also getting I Cross Stress for In Real Life. I assume that's what IRL means. Yes, In Real Life Meetup, Volume 1 from the folks at Kodansha. And I Want to Be a Receptionist in a Magical World, Volume 5. And that is published by the fine folks at Yen Press. We're getting the Insomniacs After School, Volume 7 coming out. As well as Pink and Habanero, Volume 1. What a hell of a title. That is being published by the folks over at Yen Press. Sailor Moon Naoko Takeuchi's Collection Volume 10 is coming out that very same week. As well as Spoil Me, Please. I'm not even going to read that. Yes, Spoil Me. You get it. Please. That's what it's saying. Spring Storm and Monster Volume 1 is coming out that week from the folks at Yen Press. And we're also getting Tales of the Kingdom hardcover Volume 5 from Yen Press. I read Volume 1 and it is absolutely stunning. Not enough people talk about that book. Tank Chair Volume 1 is coming out that week, published by the folks at Kodansha. We're also getting The Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Volume 20. One of my buddy TikTok Tina's favorite books. Tokyo These Days is coming out in a hardcover format, and that is a Volume 3, and published by Viz. And that looks like... Oh, it is Taiyo Matsumoto. Okay. Oh, volume 3. Man, I need to get on the... Big fan of black and white. I'm sorry. That's what I called it back in the day. Tomb Raider King is coming out with a volume 8. And Togen Anki, Dark Demon of Paradise, is coming out that very same week. And we're also getting the Trillion Game, Volume 1. And Troublesome Guest of Sotamuro, Detective Agency. And that, I assume, is just one, if I'm not mistaken, just a one and done. And UFO Mushroom Invasion. Living the Line is this wonderful publisher that has been putting out just amazing stuff. And this is by Shirakawa Marina. They did the Frankenstein book, and yeah, this is definitely a publisher you should be keeping an eye out. They pick and choose these particular manga that not a lot of people bring, and they just don't do manga. They do creator-owned stuff. They're wonderful publishers. I've been following them for years. From other publishers, we're getting A Child in Palestine, and that is being released as a trade paperback. Alley Oop, The Mesmeric Menace, is coming out in a trade paperback format. And again, that is one of those that's landscape size. Babysitter's Club, Volume 16, Christie and the Walking Disaster. The Beyond Real Complete series is coming out from Bolt Comics. And that is by Zach Kaplan. And Zach Kaplan is the gentleman that did Mindset. And it will have all the stories of Beyond Real. This one's $19.99. We're also getting Dear Dad, Growing Up with a Parent in Prison, coming out both. Man, that is heartbreaking. Fantagraphics Underground Crusher Loves Bleeder is coming out, and we're also getting E.C. Jack Davis, Foul Play and Other Stories. This is Jack Davis and Al Feldstein. This is published by the folks over at Fantagraphics, and that one is, let me make sure, I think this is, yeah, it is a hardcover for $35. And we are also getting Heebie Jeebies in trade paperback format, as well as Little Black Book Volume 1 is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at AWA. The Ocultos is coming out in a hardcover format. And we are also getting the Processing 100 Comics That Got Me Through It. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about this book. This is by Drawn and Quarterly by Tara Booth, and known for her buzzing colors, delightful patterns, sharp humor, and unflinching vulnerability. Tara Booth does not miss any mark in this exquisitely woven collection of pure and nasty magic. Part advice column and exhibit, exploration and of psychic pollution and tranquility. Okay. So maybe it's like inspirations. She bears witness to the reality of wearing a t-shirt with no bra when you stretch. Your boobs sometimes pop right out. This is all just life, but we don't often see it on the page. Undaunted, Booth draws it with color that vibrates and fluids that impose. Processing 100 Comics That Got Me Through It. I the title alone got me interested in that, and then I was looking at the artwork, and The Sickness is coming out in a trade paperback format, as well as Robin Hood from Xenoscope Entertainment by Joe Brusha Chas, $29.99. Let's do it. Last week of the month from Marvel Comics, kicking it off with Excalibur Omnibus Volume 3. It is real, and it is finally coming out. Delay after delay, but I swear it's real. I got an advanced copy of it. But yes, it is finally coming out, and it is both covers coming out the same day. So in here, you're going to find Excalibur 68 through 103. Annual number 1 and 2, X-Men Unlimited number 4, X-Factor 106, X-Force 38, X-Man 12, Pride and Wisdom 1 through 3, and material from Marvel Comics Presents 174 Marvel Holiday Special in 1996. The book has 1,320 pages, and it retails for $150. Now, this is after the Alan Davis returned to the book. So you have Chris Claremont, Alan Davis has started off. Scott Lobdell came in for a little bit. We had a couple of fill-in writers. Alan Davis returned by himself to give it that quirkiness that was missing from it. And then, after he left the book, Scott Lobdell came in and started writing the stories in here, but trying to make it like an X book, like the rest of the X books that were coming out. And for some reason, it just never really clicked to a lot of people that loved Excalibur. And then came in Warren Ellis, and with artwork by Salvador La Roca, Carlos Pacheco doing some of the stuff, it really brought back that whole mystery, that whole thing that was missing from Excalibur after Alan Davis left, but still being connected to the main X-Men universe. Now, Extreme X-Men by Chris Claremont, Omnibus Volume 2. Another one that was delayed and finally coming out, including Extreme X-Men 25 through 46, X-Women number 1, Mechanics 1 through 6. I made that noise like, yeah. It's beautiful Manara artwork, and X-Men Unlimited number 39. This book has 816 pages and retails for $100. Both covers available the same day, and it wraps up that era of Claremont on Extreme X-Men. And after wrapping up this era on Extreme X-Men, he did get to come back to Uncanny X-Men, bringing in some of those characters, and got to write the ongoing Uncanny X-Men for a while. His third run on Uncanny. Hopefully not his last. X-Force by Benjamin Percy, Volume 9, wrapping up the X-Force era of the Krakoa years, issues 47 through 50, and 112 pages, $15.99. Fantastic Four Epic Collection, Counter Earth Must Die, collecting Fantastic Four 168 to 191, Fantastic Four Annual number 11, Marvel 2-in-1 number 20, Marvel 2-in-1 Annual number 1, Marvel Treasury Edition number 11, $49.99, 512 pages. Generation X Epic Collection Pride and Penance. So collecting Generation X 33 to 47, the half issue Generation X Dracula 98, and X-Men Unlimited number 20, Generation X Holiday Special number 1. 496 pages, $44.99. Dead X-Men. This is the Steve Fox series with Vincenzo Caruto and Bernard Chang, collecting the Dead X-Men issues 1 through 4, and it's just a mini-series. Werewolf by Night, Unholy Alliance. This is by... Actually, it's by various creators, Derek Landy and Fran Galan. David Yarden supplying that cover. This collects the Werewolf by Night one-shot, the Moon Knight Annual number 1. So some of this I have read. Crypt of Shadows number 1 and Crypt of Shadows from 2023 number 1. This is $19.99 and it has 144 pages. Love seeing Elsa getting some more and more attention. NYX Gallery Edition coming out, and this is collecting NYX 1 through 7 and NYX the following series, No Way Home 1 through 6. The book has 392 pages. It is a hardcover, and it is $50. It is the first appearance of X-23. So if you have the X-23 Omnibus, the stories in here are not collected in there. And when you read them, you'll know why they're not collected in there. And that, there is a parental advisory warning on the cover. Like, it's not, I don't think it's a sticker. Where did I put it? I put it somewhere over here because I'm about to reread it. Spider-Man, Deadpool, Modern Era Epic Collection, Till Death Do Us. And this is issues 15 through 16, the issues that were missing from the first volume. Issues 19 through 32, Deadpool 28 through 29, Deadpool and the Mercs for Money 9 through 10. The book has 448 pages and retails for $44.99. Spider-Man, the Complete Black Costume Saga coming out. And this is collecting issues 252 to 263 of Amazing Spider-Man, Annual number 18, Marvel Team Up 141 to 150, and Annual number 7, Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man 90 to 100, and Annual number 4, and then Web of Spider-Man number 1. The book has 992 pages and retails for $125. We are getting the We 3, the 20th Anniversary Deluxe Edition from the folks at DC Comics. And that one is $24.99. Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely. and it is a hardcover. And there's also a direct market cover. That's the first time they've done that. Alan Scott, The Green Lantern, is coming out in a trade paperback format, and that is by Tim Sheridan and Cian Torney, collecting Alan Scott Green Lantern 1 through 6, $16.99, 144 pages. The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, the complete series. Lots of Joker this month, too. This is collecting the entire 12 issues of this particular series. It is a trade paperback, 496 pages, by Matthew Rosenberg and Carmine Diandomenico and Francisco Francavilla, $49.99. Legion of Superheroes, The Great Darkness Saga. What a freaking ride. This is the trade paperback edition, 192 pages, $19.99. If you haven't had a chance to read it, it's regarded as not just one of the greatest Legion of Superhero stories, but one of the greatest DC Comics stories. Harley Quinn Volume 1, Girl in a Crisis. And this is by Teenie Howard and Sweeney Boo working together on this book. $19.99, 208 pages. Green Arrow Volume 2, Family First, continuing Joshua Williamson's series with Carmine Di Giandomenico and Trevor Hairsine, collecting the second batch of stories from his Green Arrow run. Poison Ivy, Volume 3, Morning Sickness, by G. Willow Wilson and Marcio Takara, Luciano Vecchio. This is a hardcover for $24.99. Love this series. 13 through 18 is what's collected in here. And then we're getting Batman, the Arkham Saga Omnibus. It's back in print, baby. And it's a big one. This particular book is collecting the Batman Arkham Asylum, Road to Arkham, Arkham City 1 through 5, Arkham City Endgame 1, Arkham Knight 1 through 12, Arkham Knight Annual number 1, Arkham Knight Batgirl and Harley Quinn number 1, Arkham Knight Genesis 1 through 6, Arkham Knight Robin Special, the Arkham Knight or Arkham Origins, and Arkham Unhinged. This book at one time was the biggest omnibus. It wasn't just the biggest DC and Marvel omnibus; it was the biggest omnibus, and it's got 1,648 pages and retailing for $150. Elseworlds Justice League Volume 2 is coming out, collecting Batman Nosferatu, Elseworlds 80-page giant number 1, JLA Act of God 1 through 3, Superman Metropolis number 1, and Wonder Woman The Blue Amazon number 1. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting the Department of Truth Wild Fictions. This is by James Tynion and Martin Simmons. And I don't know exactly what it collects. It says it collects the Department of Truth Wild Fictions entries. Okay, as well as exclusive additional material from the Acclaim series. So it's not a volume 2. It's just, I think, the backup stories that were not collected in the first volume. And we're also getting Dutch trade paperback, and this is by Joe Casey and Nathan Fox, collecting Dutch 0 through 3, $12.99. Forged trade paperback, volume 3 is coming out, by Greg Rucka and Eric Trotman and Mike Henderson, $24.99. And Giant Generator first issue sampler volume 1. You could probably guess what this is, but I'll just tell you exactly what's in here. So this is stuff by Rick Remender and his new company. It's Giant Generator. And in here you're going to find Deadly Class number 1, Black Science number 1, The Scumbag number 1, A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance number 1, The Sacrificers number 1, which I still haven't read, Death or Glory number 1, and Low number 1 for $9.99. That's how they hook you. That $10 price mark in those first issues. Time Before Time Volume 6 is coming out that week, and that is by Rory McConville. And this is collecting Time Before Time 6, 12, 18 through N24. $16.99. And, of course, Declan Shalvey also working on this particular book. And the World Tree Volume 2 is coming out. Heard a lot of good things about this series. This is, of course, James Tynion and Jordi Belair. And this is collecting issues 6 through 11. And Infernals is coming out in a trade paperback format, and that is by Ryan Parrott and John Pearson, collecting issues 1 through 5. And we're also getting the Revival Compendium. Man, choosing 10 or 11. How many did I choose? I can't remember. Anyway, it's going to be difficult because this is all 47 issues. The free comic book, the free comic book day short story, and the crossover with Chew, and then a Jenny Frison cover gallery, plus many behind the scenes bonuses. And this is a huge compendium. It's a huge book for $59.99, and it's got the covers because it says a Jenny Frison cover gallery, plus the crossover with Chew. From the world of Boom Studios, we're getting Berserker. It's coming out in 3 different versions. There is a deluxe edition hardcover, and there is a deluxe edition slipcase. And I mean, that is the hardcover in the slipcase. And it's coming in a Berserker deluxe edition, slipcase edition, signed. So 3 different ways to order this book if you're at all interested in it. And Ghost Lore Volume 3 is coming out by Cullen Bunn and Leo Max, collecting issues 9 through 12, $16.99. From the world of IDW, we're getting the Godzilla Library Collection Volume 3, and it has the 13-issue series History's Greatest Monster by Dwayne Swarzinski and Simon Gain. $29.99, 328 pages. Sign me up. Those were awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Amazing Adventures Omnibus is coming out. And this collects all 14 issues of the series and the 3-issue miniseries Robot Animals. And you have working here from Landry Q. Walker, Chad Thomas, Cena Grace, Caleb Goldner, and Ian Flynn. $19.99, 408 pages. It is a trade paperback, even though it says Omnibus. And Star Trek Volume 2, The Red Path, continuing Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing's run on Star Trek, collecting Star Trek issues 7 through 10, and the 2023 Star Trek Annual. And from the world of Dynamite, Elvira Meets H.P. Lovecraft is coming out. And that particular book is by David Avallone and Kuber Ball, and collects issues 1 through 5. And we're also getting Jennifer Blood, Battle Diary Volume 1. And that particular story is by Fred Van Lente, love his writing, and Robert Carey and Rebecca Puebla. And then we are getting the Vampirella Dead Flowers coming out that same week. And from the world of Titan Comics, we're getting the Michael Moorcock Library Elric, The Making of a Sorcerer, coming out in a hardcover format. You're going to have Walter Simonson's artwork in this particular book, and it features the untold story of Elric, as well as Battletoads, The Lost Adventures. Hell yeah, that's awesome. And that's by Simon Furman and Janelle Andres. And it's a graphic novel prequel to the 2020 Battletoads game, collecting Battletoads, The Lost Adventure 1 through 3. Didn't even know about that. From the world of manga, we have Dinosaur Sanctuary. Man, do I love that series. Is it a slice of life? Sure. Is it about a young lady that takes care of dinosaurs? More so that than anything. Oh, man. Loving that series. I've read the first 3 volumes. I still read for fun, not just work. Fist of the North Star, Volume 14, continuing this super masculine series. Man, I still love it, though. I think we've got, after this, 4 more volumes, if I'm not mistaken. I hope they do follow-up series, too. How I Met My Soulmate Volume 4 is coming out that very same week, and that is published by the folks over at Kodansha. We're also getting the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean hardcover Volume 6. Woo. And also from Alien Books, Kerberos, or I think it's got to be Kerberos, right? In Silver Rain Volume 2. And The Legend of Zelda, The Twilight Princess complete box set. Not in hardcover format, but still the complete series from the folks over at Viz. And also from Viz is Pokemon, the complete Pokemon Pocket Guide box set, coming out that very same week. Call Girl in Another... Did I get that title right? Call Girl in Another World. Even in a different world, I tried working as a call girl. Well, good for you, girl. This is volume 8 from the folks over at Ghost Ship. And also the Card Captor Sakura Clear Card, volume 15, coming in from the folks at Kodansha. From other publishers, we have a quick and easy guide to coming out, and that is being released in a trade paperback format. We're also getting the Ablaze Spotlight on Horror. This is the collection set coming out, of course, from Ablaze Publishing. All Our Ordinary Stories is coming out in a trade paperback format. And we're also getting Baby Bear's Bakery, Volume 4. This is a restock. Amazing Grapes is coming out in a hardcover and a softcover format. And that is being published by the folks at Michael D. Capua Books. And we're also getting the Best of Archie, Riverdale High. And that is coming out in trade paperback format. The Best of Rick and Morty, the slipcase edition, is coming out. And that is being released by the folks over at Oni Press. And you have the work in here of Kyle Starks, Ryan Ferrier, Michael Moretti, and Jim Sub. Man, this is full of lots of talented people. And that one is $29.99. And Billy 99 is coming out in a hardcover format. And that's being released by the folks at Clover Press. And this is, of course, the Tim Sell book. It is written by Sarah Biems. And I believe... No, it is Jose Villarrubia actually doing the colors of this. I cannot wait to check this out. I've been really, really anticipating. I need to get Jose on the channel to talk to him about the restoration when it comes to stories like that and all the Richard Corbin books. And he's just a wonderful colorist. Black Mary Volume 1, The Departed, is coming out. But it's not alone. Black Mary Volume 2 is also coming out. Both of these books are being published by Cinebook. Rodolphe is the writer, and Chris Raitt is the artist on the book. And The Complete Peanuts 1991 to 1994 is coming out. And also The Complete Peanuts 1993 to 1994. Both of these books coming out the same week. And Disney's 101 Dalmatians, D is for Dalmatians, coming out in a hardcover and a softcover format from the folks at Paper Cuts. We are also getting Drafted in a trade paperback format. And we are also getting the Dying Inside. So Dying Inside is coming out in a trade paperback format. And there is also a direct market format. Now, The Amazing Amanda has already done a video on the channel if you want to take a glimpse as to what it's like. We've interviewed the team of Hannah Clean and Lisa Sturtle, and both of those ladies are just super talented. And of course, working with Pete Wentz. This is published by Vault Comics. And Fighting to Belong, History of Asian Americans, hardcover Volume 2, and a softcover of Volume 2. This book is published by Third State Books. And Grand Slam Romance is coming out. That is Volume 1. And that is being published by the books at Abrams, or the folks at Abrams Comics Art. And we're getting the Monte Cristo hardcover. Now, that is being published by the folks at Magnetic Press. And I think this was originally a Kickstarter. This is by Jordan Mechner and Alexandre Dumas. And Mario Alberti doing the artwork here. And we're also getting the Musicians. Oh my gosh, I'm a father. I'm getting a kick out of that. I'm laughing at that. Alright. Myth of Making is coming out in a trade paperback format. And that looks to be a landscape book. And we're also getting the Mythmakers Remarkable Fellowship of C.S. Lewis. And that book is a trade paperback for $24.99. But it's the Remarkable Fellowship of C.S. Lewis, I've read the title wrong, and J.R. Tolkien, which, that just melts my heart. But this book is published by Abrams Fanfare. And, you know, they did have a friendship, but also a rivalry. You know, you read all these stories about them and books about them. It just makes me happy that both of them were close. And I think, in a way, made each other's writing better. Nemesis, the Warlock, the Definitive Edition, Volume 2 is coming out. Now, the hardcover is only available through the 2000 AD Rebellion website, and the softcover is available everywhere else. This is by Pat Mills, Jesus Redondo, and Kevin O'Neill. Just has... Oh, man, I dug that first volume. It took a while to get into, but I ended up really digging it. Sub-Zero is coming out, and this is not the guy from Mortal Kombat. This is by June Poor, and it is being published by the folks at Oni Press, collecting episodes 0 through 25 of the Webtoon series. And Surviving on Mars is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Living the Line. And this is by Brandon Graham, doing the writing and artwork here. And Walt Disney's Donald Duck hardcover Vacation Parade is coming out from the folks at Fantagraphics. It is a hardcover, and it is $19.99. Tales for a Halloween Night, Brooklyn Stories, trade paperback by Frank Terry. This is by Storm King Productions. Now, if you're interested in ordering any of these books, check out our sponsors. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the books that are coming out for the month of September of 2024. Let me know in the comments down below which of these collected editions you are going to be picking up, which ones you're most excited for, and yeah, if you have any questions, leave those questions down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, and check us out on Patreon and Spreadshop. Amazing ways to support the channel. But that's it, everybody. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.